Welcome to Eagle Spire Gaming. I'm your host, Crown.
And I'm Crayola.
Today is July 21st, and we're reviewing the Legion Imperialis Battle Force boxes.
And apparently why
Battle
he needs two of them.
I do. That's why. We've got a lot of sprues to cover, so let's get started.
Have you already made a video on this unboxing?
No, I made videos on... I made a battle list. I made a list. I made a list for each battle box.
So why are we doing it now?
Well, we didn't review them.
Oh.
I didn't think that they would still be... I don't remember when they came out. The first video is like 3 weeks old now. I didn't think that you could still buy them by now. So I didn't think reviewing it would really matter. I thought everyone would have them from... I ordered mine like before... I ordered mine from the store before they even... my store does the pre-order and stuff, right?
Yes.
So I got mine. I never checked if they were still up for sale. Or I did, but I didn't think they would be when I made the... I checked like right before making each video, so I never thought to do an unboxing video. I'd already unboxed mine. And I didn't think anybody would be able to get it anymore. So I thought it'd be used, hey, you should get this box, but then you can't by the time I say it. So it didn't make sense for me to do it.
Well, good thing you did.
And then the other reason is I kind of thought that, because you... So the list that we're going to have a list in this video. This video is a review, but it's also going to be advice saying like, hey, you should, if you're starting a force, this is a good box to get. And to follow said advice, you do need to be able to purchase both of them soon, because Games Workshop made these are limited. These are limited. Once they're sold out, that's it. There's no more. This box here, this one here, that's the starter box. And you can buy that in a year. You can buy it in 2 years. You can probably buy it in 3 years. They'll make more. This one, though, that's the last of its kind. Eventually.
Last of its kind?
Well, if I don't open it. But I did open it. So, but I got another one that's not open. But we're going to open that for the video.
Do you think it runs off solar?
It does run off solar. It does run off solar.
Like
so these guys, so you see that gun? All right, here's some lore for everybody. That gun is a las rifle, right? And they are mass produced and better than a regular gun in every possible way, because the battery pack shoots a laser. The battery pack on it can be recharged via, you can plug it into the wall outlet. You could solar panels.
I don't think they have walls.
You can't. They do. Those are buildings.
They're all coming down. Look at that.
Oh my God! They have. They have walls before.
I mean, that's
I mean,
just
they ride around on spaceships. Spaceships have walls. They're called hulls. But
you know.
I don't know that they have wall power, but they probably do. But they have so wall power. Solar panels, or you can heat it up and cook it. But you might blow it up. But you can, so it's very easy to charge. So there's like running out of ammo is, not as much of a thing.
Good to know.
But I'm sure it happens. I'm sure they put that in some games. These guys though, they have like the Space Marines.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you could actually put them, like if you could charge them by the sun, like in real life, and they could just
No. I don't know where it was. So you need to make use of this advice. You need to be able to get 2 boxes at one time, because they might run out. And if it runs out, then you didn't really do what I was talking about. But that's fine. It's whatever. Because there's a discount.
Oh, and what kind of discount?
So each of these boxes has 5 kits in it, right? So that's a kit. That's a kit. You've got. Each of these boxes has 5 kits in it, and each of those kits cost $52 normally, US. And each of the battle groups cost $178. So you get about you pay for 3.5 boxes, you get 5 boxes. But I went to a website that did about a 15% discount, and so I paid like $150. So I got mine for I got mine for 3 boxes. I paid for 3 boxes and I got 5 boxes.
So a good discount.
Great discount.
Great.
Which is why I think that you should get 2 of them.
I think you should get 2 of every kind.
No, he doesn't exist in this. No, so you get 2 of them. So you get 2 battle groups and you get 1 starter set. And you split the starter set with a friend, or you sell the rest of it on eBay. Doesn't matter. You get 2 of those, 2, your choice, 2, and then the starter set, same faction, and you have just over this for Space Marines. You'll have just over 3,000 points. Perfect list using pretty much everything in the box, and a Warhound that comes with the starter. You'll have 1 starter if you split it. And for the Solar Auxiliary, you'll have about 3,300 points, which you can use to make you cut down here and there, and you make yourself a 3,000 point list easy. So it's a perfect start. And you get a bunch of transports for both sides. You get a bunch of infantry for both sides. You get a bunch of tanks, especially for Solar Auxiliary. Solar Auxiliary is just chocked with tanks. 2 super heavies and 8 battle tanks. Layman Russ is specifically the workhorse of the Imperium, even into the 40k.
So they look like horses?
No, nothing looks like a horse.
Oh.
We talked about this last time. They have horses in the future that come from Craig. They're all cloned horses. Some of them have bionic parts. Oh. And then the Legion of Astartes box says, all right, we do the review part now. Let's just do the review part.
Sounds good. Where's the box?
I got it right here.
Yay!
And we're gonna open it.
Oh, it's so hard.
So here. We don't want. Yeah. Careful now. Making the first incision. Yep. All right down the sternum. Here is this, and we don't need to look at that because I don't have my address.
Congratulations, it's a box.
There's 1.
And another box.
2. All right, pull this out to the side. All right, so we're gonna start with. I should probably move the computer. We're gonna start with the Space Marine. No, we'll start with the Space Marines.
No.
We'll start with the Solar Auxiliary. Because I already built everything in the Solar Auxiliary box. The other box is empty. Here. Here. It's right here. Yeah, right there. Why do you cut into the box every time?
I don't know. I didn't.
You did. You absolutely.
It looks fine. It's just a box.
It is just a box. It's just
I didn't cut the.
If I had a nickel for every time you cut into the box,
you would only have a nickel.
I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's just weird that it happened twice.
You know, we can do it.
All right, so rulebook. It's in color, and it has the same little scene from the front, and it tells you how to build everything.
Ironically, you know, I thought when you looked at these, right? I didn't understand what these meant.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so the blue here. So quick class for everybody. The blue part.
And the yellow, apparently.
The blue part is the piece that you recently added. The blue part is the part you last added. The yellow is what you're adding. This is where you're. Well, for most of it, the yellow is where you're putting the glue. Do not put the glue all over these guys. I'm not sure why sometimes they felt the need to put glue yellow on everything. They kind of went against the standard. So yellow, that's where you're going to put glue. That's not where you're going to put glue. I don't know why they did that differently. They changed up the algorithm. But the blue part is what was added last.
Hey, look, you learn something every day. And that's your finished tank.
Yeah. Don't coat the top of those in glue. Lesson learned.
Are you pulling these out?
Yeah. Take a look at them. Wait, no. It's really hard to see everything. Why is so much hair stuff? Alright. So yeah, we got some people. Same as last time. We looked at those before. We looked at those in the starter set.
And Ninja Stars.
This is the support. The Ninja Stars. So that's the base of the tarantulas. Those are automated sentries.
Spiders.
Spiders have 8 legs.
Well, you know, this is just
when you're looking at these, I don't know if I had this issue last time when we did the last unboxing, or if I had it later on. Make sure to go through everything and see if there's like that could be broken, you know, in another dimension. That piece right there might have been broken off entirely, and you wouldn't have it in here, or maybe it would be floating around. But then look, see this guy here? See him right there? Where he snapped a bit? That could have been, he could have been lost in the warp. And then these swords can be broken and stuff. I've gotten a dreadnought that was missing a body. It's just straight not there. And then look at these. Swords bend, those swords bend and stuff. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that one.
It's so tiny.
I had a Malcador that had a malformity, where I guess something pushed in on it too much. So that is one sprue of Flame and Rust. We had these in the starter box. If you want to see more comments on that, I do have a video on that. My first video ever. Or no, it was my second video. Your first video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And check the other side of these. Sometimes they might get, things might get broken a bit. These are new. These are Dracosans. But they look a lot, if you remember, and you probably don't. If you remember, this and they look very similar to the Malcadors. And they're really just up-armored Malcadors with... I need to look at the lore for that. I don't know if that's what they are, but in this game, these models look like up-armored Malcadors, missing the main gun and the sponsons. This one here, you know what this one is?
Well, that's a boat.
What?
Looks like a boat.
No.
Well,
it's the super heavy tank. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh.
The really big tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of the tanks and stuff, it's like designed from World War I, World War II stuff, the planes and everything. So you got those gun things. So yeah, so that's the Solar Auxiliary. Yeah, here, we'll put this back later. We'll put this away properly in a bit. So now we go into this one. And this is where we're
box.
This box is where we're gonna see the problems. This box is, hold on. Let me show you how you come in like the, what is this? Look at that. They put tape on it twice.
Yeah.
Did somebody already open this one?
Yeah, we'll find out.
They did because that piece already has the tape cut from it. All right, go ahead.
Don't cut your finger.
Go ahead. No. You're cutting into the box.
It'll be fine. It's just
It
the
is
box.
fine.
It's
Now
just
I'll have 3 nickels.
Now look, you made me mess. Oh, see though,
That's
look,
the
I
tape.
ripped the box.
No, you ripped the tape. Alright, watch. Something's gonna be missing from this for sure. And look, right there.
It's damaged.
Yeah. I've got low hopes for this one. Is that 3? There's 3 things of bases. Yeah. It's probably... I think that's for the, this is for the infantry set. This is for the, this smaller one is probably for the support box. And then this one is probably for the, you know what, I'm going to have to do a count on these. It's for the fast attack selection.
Here's the first thing.
So those are rhinos. those are rhinos. I have far too many of these. The box is still worth it though. I'll explain that in a minute. This is not rhinos. Oh, you went to the other side.
Yeah,
so these are the fast attack. So take a good look at that. Look through it. Yeah. You got swords and stuff, so those things could be broken.
Same thing.
That's the rhinos again. Yep. That is the Kratos. This is new. We haven't seen this one before in the first. Well, so was the fast attack. Everything so far we've looked at is new.
Looks like a hatch.
Yeah. Also Kratos.
Mm-hmm.
So they sell everything. Comes in. All these boxes come in 2 sprues, right? And so you get. And they're duplicate sprues. So you get, here's where we're going to see a problem. Flip it over. Let's try and stay in the light. A little bit. Come down. All right.
Tiny people.
Tiny people. So where your thumb is right now,
Mm-hmm.
those will break. Those swords will break real easy. But then also that guy there, right? Here, his sword will get bent, and that's what this is for. And some people have said that doesn't work, and it doesn't work when this guy is bent forward. But as you can see here, from that angle, it's nice and tucked away in the sword, and the sword is tucked away in that bridge, so it's fine. And I've got a few of those that are broken from that very thing. Here's the support box. More spiders. Flip it to the other side. So right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
See that guy?
He came off.
He came off, and it could have came off worse, because that came off from something hitting it, right? Everything else looks good except I think that sword is all right. Everyone looks good there. I've seen some weird deformities with those guys though, so we got lucky this time. This is another support kit. And I don't know. I'm looking for on this. I haven't had any issues with it yet, so I don't know. It's one of those things where when you see it wrong one time, you start to know what to look for. Until then, you don't really know.
Well, it looks like a fun box.
All right. Well, time for the list. Accidentally deleted the first take of the list, so this is being filmed later. So I'm gonna go over what we're gonna put in the first in both lists, and I'll put a link below so that you guys can use it. It's the Legion Builder app. I recommend it. It's pretty good. And yeah, let's start with the Solar Auxiliary Force. So this is going to be an aggressive list, and it's going to be 3 Pioneer companies, which kind of forces a bit of aggression with the forward deploy and the infiltrate. We need to use Pioneer companies in order to get all these bastions that we have, all these bastion detachments that we're going to have into the list. Without any artillery, it's the only way that we can do it right now. And but you can make a lot of different, there's a lot of different ways to build this. We've got like 300 points left over. That's before we even really think about how we can make minimum detachments as opposed to maximum detachments. I went for this list. There's 2. We went to get all of the Lehman Russes in as cheap as we could. There's 20 of them in these 3 boxes. 3 boxes, 20 Lehman Russes. Wow. Quite an armor company. So you can make a lot of different stuff. But we got 3 bastions. They're all going to be identical other than what the weapon is going to be for the rapier battery or the tarantula battery. And then the first one is going to have a legate commander in it. And since that one's the formation that we want to break last, we're also going to put a 4 Atheon Heavy Sentinels into it in one big group. Medium-sized group, really. So aside from the minimum storm sections that we have in all three of these, the double down on the tarantula batteries. So we've got the biggest size that you can have of 8. You'll have enough tarantula batteries that you can do 2 of those detachments can be all one weapon, and then the third one will be a split of the 2, or you can make all 4 of them, all 3 of them be a split 4 and 4. It's up to you. The rapier battery we're going to have 6 of in each, and that can be 6 of each weapon, or 6 of one weapon in each, or you can do any other combination if you really wanted to. You will be leaving behind 6 of these. They'll stay on the shelf. And then finally, we're going to have, the last optional unit we're going to put in these is going to be a las rifle tertio with 4 Ogren attached. So these are going to be deploying midfield, just like the storm sections. And with the las rifle, the tertio element of this can, you can put them in buildings on your first turn, or you can have them advance forward. The Ogren provide a bit more charge power to your list. So with all 3 formations, you're going to have 6 units in the midfield that are able to then go out and charge and get stuck in with the enemy, which is where you want your ogres and your storm sections to be anyway. After the 3 of those, we're going to have a sub-cohort. And this is where a good bit of large contingent of our infantry is going to be. And it's going to have a second legate commander in it. We get 2 at 3,000 points. With them, we're going to have another optional slot of infantry, of las tertios. So now we've used, alongside the mandatory las tertio, we will have used all 24 of our las tertios. One of these tertios, we're going to give 2 additional auxiliaries with flamers. And that's the only flamers we're using in this, because we have so many extra points to play around with. Things are just going to be left on the table, left on the shelf. You're not going to be able to play with all of it. So that one with the extra flamers, stick your commander, your legate commander in there, so that he's got a little bit, a few more guys around him to keep him covered. We're going to use a Cyclops detachment for the support slot on this. It was the cheapest one that we still had available to us. Otherwise, the storm sections are also, they cost the same. But we're using all of those with Pioneer companies. And then we're going to have Dracosan detachments, 3 of them, in here to transport all of these guys up. Large amount of your force is in the midfield, thanks to the Pioneer companies. This is the second wave. Keep them behind, keep them back, or use your tarantulas or your rapiers to take your objectives in your deployment zone. Move forward, take the midfield, and then they've got guns, but use them to screen out. You can't really screen out that well. Take territory with these guys, depending on what your secondaries are, the primary objective too, what your opponent has. That's how you're going to want to play this, but you're very aggressive. You're going to be able to move forward, take the midfield, hold your line with all the bastions that you have. So these Dracosans, let's talk about those real quick. Your first one's going to have 3 additional Dracosans. All 4 of them are going to have the Demolisher Cannon, which means it can only transport 2 models each. But that first squad that you have that had, it's got 4 auxiliaries and then 2 more with the flamethrower, and then the Legate Commander detachment, that's 7 guys. You slap them in there, and you've got some Demolisher Cannon additional firepower. The other 2 are just going to be individual Dracosin each. And then last in here, you're going to have another unit of 8 Sentinel, 8 Atheon Heavy Sentinels. And the reason we have them there is, again, where we have our Legate Commander, we want those formations to break last. So we're going to put a little bit more guys in there to do that. You'll also have, next we have the Armored Company. And in there are 2 Layman Rush Strike Squadrons of 10. It's costly, but it's the way to fit that in. If you want to break those up into smaller squadrons, maybe 4, 6, or 8, you could have quite a few of those. You could have 4 Layman Rush Strike Squadrons in your. You could have more. You could have 5. If you broke them all down to minimum size, but you're going to spend more points to get that. There's a discount for these guys, and you're going to spend more points to get a bunch of minimum size squads. So cut Dracosins or Las Tertios. You can get rid of the entire sub cohort if you wanted to. But this way, this list. We made it. I made this one more with the intent of let's get a bunch of stuff on the table. It's not quite optimized to get everything. It's not quite optimized to get most of it, but we want a lot. You want to get most of your stuff on the table. Take out the Titan, the Warhound. It's taking up 330 points. It's in here because the counter list to this is the dual Astartes, and it will also have the Warhounds. So, if you and a buddy are watching this and you both start at the same time and you go opposing forces, you both have a Warhound, which is fun, but not the most efficient use of points. Too easy to kill. So you got the 2 Layman Rush Strike Squadrons, and then you've got 4 of the Baneblades in one unit. Which gives you a nice little 45-point discount, having all 4 of them in the same chunk. And there's a lot of firepower all in one spot. If I were taking out points from somewhere else to make space, I would look into not having these in such massive blobs like that, because unless your opponent has a massive blob for you to shoot all of the guns on a super heavy tank squadron, and there's 4 super heavies in that tank squadron, there's not a huge value. You don't get to, you're going to lose shots just because there's nothing else for them you've killed everything on the first 2 or 3 tanks. But you'll have casualties. It'll be fun. And then you've got the Malcadors. Now, for the Astartes battle group, again, I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna link this to. I'm gonna put a link into the channel, into the video that you'll be able to use. But this one we are going to go with 2 garrisons. 2 garrisons. And these are going to be pretty much the same as well. Oh, I got to change the view on it, and that makes it easier for me to do. Okay, so you got the first garrison is going to have, you're going to have rapier batteries, your command squad. A rapier battery, they match, they're the same, but you're going to have the different weapons for the rapier. You're going to have the tactical detachment, just at the base strength, and then you're going to have a Dreadnought. And then I'm looking at the wrong list. Embarrassing. The dual Astartes list. I'll have the right list linked, not the wrong one. So yeah, garrison force. You're gonna have 4 rapiers in there, and put them all in as one weapon. Mix if you want. Tactical, Diridu, Tarantula, 4, all the same weapon, unless you don't want to do that. And then the second one will be the same thing, but the other weapons. And then we have a demi company, and we're only going to have 2 demi companies. And so you're going to have 3 infantry boxes, which gives you 24 tactical marines. You need 1 for your for the garrison force, and you need 2 for the demi company. So all of those are going to be minimized. So each demi company is going to have a support dreadnought talon. Put an extra 2 in there. You're going to have 12 dreadnought contemptor dreadnoughts, and you're going to have 6 of each weapon. So 6 in one squad, 6 in the other detachment. Now you're going to have 1 tactical detachment with 4 additional plasma supports. They're not the best, but we've got them, so we can use them. If you want to use something else, that's a place to start looking at cuts. And then we've got the other tactical detachment, and the 2 tactical detachments in the next demi company are going to have 2 missile support, 2 additional missile supports. And then this detachment, the first one, is going to have 1 rhino detachment with 2 additional rhinos. Put your missile launcher tactical detachment into those, and you're going to have the same thing in the next one. So you're going to put all your missile guys are going to be in rhinos. Your command squad is going to then go into the plasma tactical detachment. And then finally, in this first one, you're going to have the assault detachment, and you're going to have a Leviathan Siege Dreadnought detachment. You could save 5 points by putting all the Leviathans into the same, into a single detachment. It's 5 points. Spread them out, spread out the wealth. Now you can charge 2 targets. Now you can shoot 2 targets. Now you've got a whole bunch of pretty, you can paint them up into a different legion if you wanted to. We're also going to have, there's 4 Kratoses total, so we're going to spread those out as well, because we don't have quite as much stuff as the Solar Auxiliary Force does. And it gives us the ability to, we don't lose as much by splitting the Kratos into 2 different detachments, as we do the Bane Blades going into 2 different detachments. So for the second demi company, I already kind of told you what's in it, but you've got the 6 dreadnoughts, you've got the 2 tactical detachments with 2 missile launchers added into it. 1 transport is going to be of 3 rhinos, the other is going to be of 4 rhinos. You need that 4th rhino to put the Legion Command Squad in. These rhinos are also going to have, you could switch the rhinos, you could switch the first rhinos with the other detachment, but these rhinos are going to have the Havoc launchers on them. All of them. So there's 7 Havoc launchers. They cost 2 points apiece, and we had 14 points left over, so it works out. And that Kratos squadron. Last 2, 3. 2 units, Legion Skyhunter Phalanxes. They are what they are. You get 2 options of jet bikes with 3 each, minimize each, and you get the Land Speeder Squadron of 4, and the Javelin Squadron of 4, and then the optional Outrider Squadron of 4 as well. A lot of people, they're not the best. They're not the best. You can take them out, but they are models that you have. Maybe they'll get better. Make them White Scar if you want them to have the +1 to the Jinx. Make them Blood Angels, World Eaters. Have them get stuck into combat. You've got 2 different formations of them, so you don't have to paint them all the same if you don't want to. Your list. Your models. Play them your way. I like them. I think they look cool. They're not the best. Just not the best. And then we've got the Legion Support. Warhound Titan, and I messed up and put it at the bottom of the list, so hopefully you don't have OCD like me and you want to see it all go in order. But we only used 4 of our Kratoses. We have 4 more. We also have the Predators, and we have the Sicarians from the starter box. So, Armored Company, it's got 3 Predators, 2 Sicarians, and then 2 units of 2 heavy armor Kratoses. You can save a few points by putting all of the Kratos together into 2 units of 4. You could save some points by collapsing a couple other things. You don't need to... You might run out of support choices if you try to collapse everything too much. But, and then you also have to think about your Bastion forces. But yeah, so that's the list. So that is the battle group boxes. What do you think? How do you like them?
Well, I mean, you already have a bunch of these, right?
Mm-hmm. I do. I have
multiples of things.
Yes, I have 5 infantry boxes. I've got 4 infantry for Solar Auxiliary. I've got 4 rhinos. Without that last box, I've got 4 Bane Blades with 2 boxes of Bane Blades.
Quite a lot.
It is.
So when would you not need them if it's such a great discount?
When you don't need a battle group box is when if you don't need any more. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I've seen people say, I've seen online, oh, I've got plenty of Contemptor Dreadnoughts. I don't. So this box, the battle group is a pass for me, bro. Because they've got too many Contemptors, right? If you had too many Contemptors, you don't want any more Contemptors, right?
I don't even know what those are, but sure.
They're Contemptors. They're Dreadnoughts.
You just need Contemptors, like I should know.
You should. So if you've got too many Contemptor Dreadnoughts, why are you passing on this box? They make up... There are 4 of them in that box. So...
I see more than 4.
No, you see 1. That's a Contemptor.
Oh.
You've got 2 Plasma Gunner squads, or bases. You've got 2 tactical 2 Dreadnought bases. You've got 2 Missile Launcher bases. You've got 2 Assault bases. You've got 8... So I'm going to do each finger's 2. You've got 8 Tactical Marines, right? Compared to 4 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, right? Makes the last 2. So 20% of the box is Contemptor Dreadnoughts, I guess. For the deal, but you're getting a box and a half for free. So you don't like 20% of a box. The math on that is something like, so now you're only getting 1.3 boxes free because you don't like the last 0.2 of a box, 0.20 of a box. So if that's your only issue, if I only am done with Contemptors, I need another box. If I'm done with Contemptors and Rhinos, I need another box. If I'm done with Contemptors, Rhinos, and... I leave the Contemptors out. If I'm done with Rhinos and I'm done with the Fast Attack, which at this point I am, I don't need another box. If I can get it, 2 boxes, if I can continue to get it where 2 boxes are free, and I, of course, get more money to buy another box. It's still $150. Yeah. It's still a purchase. But if I can get it where if I want 3 of the things in the box and the last 2 are free, but I don't want them, I got a friend who might want them. I can make destroyed terrain. All those rhinos I don't need. I got a bunch of rhinos for Christmas. It was the only thing that was available, and everyone who loved me bought me rhinos. Thanks, guys. I love them. Some of them are going to be destroyed, though. They're going to be wreckage. They're going to be smoldering ruins in the terrain. It's just how things go. It's war. You need craters, and some of those craters need to have once been tanks or APCs. And, I bet you can turn a rhino into a predator, because a predator is basically a predator looks just like a rhino, but with lasers and stuff. A turret on the top and 2 sponsons on the side. So you can convert them, right? So if you absolutely don't need the 2 free things that you're getting, or the 1.5 free thing that you're getting if you can't find an online deal. And if you live in Europe, I know you guys, like, all the stores there have things for free. A bunch of the stores where I'm at just can't afford it. So it's basically people who bought the game, they bought a place to sell games, and they don't really make profit on anything, so they just want a place to play, so they sell miniatures while they're at it. But even if you don't want the things that you're getting free with that discount, if you can find a use for them, or if you can pawn them off to a buddy who does need them, or you can use them as base terrain for your Titans, because Titans are massive, so a little rhino sitting on the guy with a flag, it's always a good, always nice to decorate with. I'm probably done though with 2, because I don't think I'm gonna be able. I don't think I'm gonna have time to buy another one. Huh? So for me, with the Legion of Stars battle group, it's gonna be my issue with it is it's a lot of rhinos, and I don't think I need any more rhinos at this point. The support box. I've got 2 of those now, and the Leviathans are really cool, but the Tarantulas are not fun to make for me. Just a personal thing, so maybe I don't want any more of those. And and maybe the fast attack. I might do more. I might want more fast attack just for like. I don't know, Death Guard fast attack look really cool, but they're not really, they're kind of okay, I guess. I want some for White Scars, maybe some for Blood Angels, and maybe some for World Eaters, and Death Guard, and that might be it. Night Lords.
All good options.
Night Lords look cool, but I don't really think it's their style. Yeah, and for Solar Auxiliary, I'm definitely done, just because
you have a lot of them.
The Solar Auxiliary box is great, right? Dracosins are an awesome transport. They cost a hefty amount of points, and they have a pretty cool weapon, and they can transport like everything, right? I have so many of the infantry boxes for that I don't think it's really necessary anymore, but honestly, like, getting them for free makes it so I just don't even care. The Baneblade is a super awesome tank, and like having more of those, there's an entire formation of the Solar Auxiliary have an entire formation that's just super heavies, so having more of those is really cool to have. And
Baneblade is Bane.
Yeah, Bane, like the guy.
I was thinking of Beyblades, like they let it rip. No. And I say Beyblade, so all I can think of is like these little things that turn.
It's called a super heavy auxiliary, super heavy tank. Super heavy auxiliary. It's the auxiliary super heavy tank. Oh. And if you put that gun on it, it's called the Baneblade. And if you put another gun on it, it's called the Hellhammer. And they're otherwise very similar. And all of the super heavies really follow that chassis. You got the Stormhammer. You got the Shadow Sword, and there's a few others I can't remember the name of, and they all pretty much, they're command tanks. There's the book for one of the books about the Ultramarine, where they're fighting Tyranids, has them like going in it, and it's like a command. It's got like a table that has like the holograms and stuff, and they're like, they talk about like it's like a ship. It's like a submarine almost. Probably matches a submarine in firepower.
That changes what it's called.
Pretty much, yeah. But other things too. So the Stormhammer has these side sponsons have. So side sponsons like the guns on the side, right? Oh. And it has 3 guns on each side, and what those guns are changes, and it has a different turret down here. It has a different turret down here, and it gets rid of that, and it doesn't have the last cannon.
So basically, you just have a lot of options.
You got a lot of options, but not with this one. This one builds 2.
So not a lot of options. You get 2.
Well, no, because you can change out. So you got 2 guns for that, and then you get 3 guns for the Arcans, heavy bolters, and flamethrowers. So you got, from that, I think you can make 6 different loadouts that you can put on it. But it's a really good tank. And then you got the Lehman Russes, and having a whole bunch of those is kind of cool and fluffy and everything. But I have 16 of them right now. No, I have 24 of them now. So I'm gonna have a trader. I've got a loyalist force. I'm gonna have a trader force, so maybe I'll get some for the traders. But right now, unless this thing's still available for sale in like 5 months, I probably won't, just because there's other things I want to get. So I'm not trying to like spend all my money just continuously buying these 2 kits over and over again. But yeah. I hope that helps any of you guys. I know I was looking at her for a lot of this, but she knows nothing, so I have to actually talk to her about it and stuff. And I need to teach her how to play, because I live too far away from anybody who actually would play this and collect things. So I have to collect 2 forces, and that'll make it really difficult for us to do the battle reports, but I will be doing those at some point. Once again, guys, thanks for coming. This has been Eagle Spire Gaming, our review of the Legion Imperialis battle groups, with a list for each force, why you should get 2 of them, and a rant on when I will not get any more of them, which is probably now. Nice little recap there. Some people like that. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for flying by.